The Boston Celtics are on the brink of history after a gritty Game 6 victory on the road in Miami to tie the series at 3 games apiece and force a Game 7 at home on Monday. Wow, what a game this was. It was by no means perfect by Boston, but they stepped up in all the moments they needed to. Man, what a finish. Boston has been terrible in close games during the playoffs, and they almost choked their season away in this game too, after blowing a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, but then Derrick White happened. That was one of the craziest games I've ever seen, and losing the game by fouling Jimmy Butler on a three-point attempt would have been just a horrible way to lose. But with 3 seconds left, I knew that was a lot of time, and Reggie Miller, I believe, was on it before it happened to watch for the tip-in, and Derrick White got it. Wow. And I actually thought that was a horrible shot by Marcus Smart. And if Derrick White didn't get that tip-in, he would be heavily criticized. But it just didn't matter because Derrick White. The key to this comeback for Boston has been their improved defense, which held Miami to under 100 points in this game until the collapse at the end. Miami did eventually get over 100, but Boston's defense in the last 3 to 4 games has been amazing. Tatum was incredible in the first half, but then fell off quite a bit in the second half. He made some plays in the fourth quarter, but ultimately, I think he has to be better down the stretch. And going back to Smart, I actually thought he was really good in this game and made a lot of winning plays, but then in the fourth quarter, he had some dumb decisions. Jaylen Brown as well, I thought played pretty well for stretches, but the Celtics in general struggled towards the end because, like they kind of tend to do, they just kind of stopped playing. They were walking the ball up, wasting the entire shot clock before chucking up a bad shot, and then Miami was going down and getting good shots every time. Like Duncan Robinson had 2 wide open threes at the end that could have been absolute daggers, but they just didn't go in. The Heat role players showed up as usual in this game, but Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo were absolutely non-existent. Butler did show up and almost won the game himself at the end, but 5 of 21 shooting just isn't good enough for him. He looked scared throughout this game, very passive. He was hardly ever looking to score when he drove to the basket, so this was not a good game for him. If he shoots or plays even just a little better, Miami probably wins this game. But when both Bam and Jimmy don't play well, it's really hard for the Heat to win. Now, moving forward to Game 7, everyone seems to think that the series is over and that Boston is going to complete the comeback. And to be honest, I would pick the Celtics to win this game too. But I'm honestly not going to believe it until I see it, because they have blown too many leads for me to feel totally confident in them. Like I kind of talked about already, they just kind of stop playing when they get up double digits, and they always seem to let the other team get back in the game, whether it's Atlanta, Philadelphia, or Miami. So if Miami wins Game 7, it's going to be because Butler shows up from the jump and then continues to make plays down the stretch. But if he doesn't show up, Boston is going to make history and advance to the NBA Finals, completing the first ever comeback from a 3-0 deficit in NBA history.